So what's the Grape Explorer talking about today? So one of our interesting facets of we do here at the Grape Explorer is we talk about not only different grape varietals, we also talk about countries, and we're going to be diving into some very interesting areas where we call it Eastern Europe. And what is that all about, Eastern Europe? Well, we're talking about one of the oldest wine growing areas in all of the world. And today we're going to be talking about Turkey. And I do have some interesting background behind this. I always bring up my past, my present, and my future. And in the past, I was always looking for international wines because I wanted to be a niche kind of a guy in the marketplace. And when I found out that I actually had the opportunity to buy wines from an area called Turkey, I was like, whoa, I'm all over that. So I tasted some wines. They had very, very interesting wines. We're talking 25, 30 years ago. And there was a lot of Turkish restaurants, so I was like, hey, maybe I can do some business there. And I brought in some red wines. The red wine was called Buzbag. I know that comes a little strange, a little different, but the wines are actually fruity and interesting. So today we wanted to zoom in on an interesting wine that we picked up here. And this is called Yakut, and it's a very distinctive red from Turkey. And it's produced by two different grapes here. We've got Bogazkere and also Okuzgozu. I know those are grapes that can't rattle off the tongue that easy, but guess what? When we tasted this wine, and I wanted to share my thoughts about this wine, it reminded me of a Beaujolais, reminded me of Gamay, which is kind of fascinating because if we look at the history of some of these areas, and of course Turkey, we're talking, 4,000 years ago and 3,000 years ago where they were actually making wines here, because look at the map. Okay, now we're talking about Greece. Now remember here, this is one of the oldest regions in all of the world, Greece. Look at the proximity of Turkey, and you can actually see its proximity here. And it's a very fascinating area because you got a very Arab culture there. But we're going to zoom in on the map because this winery is actually in Ankara, and it's right in the middle, which doesn't show up on the map here, but actually we can kind of pinpoint it there. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit of highlights on this wine. The winery here is called Kafa Dere, and it's one of the best known wineries in Turkey. It's founded by the An family and located in Ankara. And they make all different types of varietals, but this is a very interesting wine. And when I say that we all should be adventurous, not everybody is. I take it. Everybody, some people just want to, have their Cabernets and their Merlots and their Pinot Noirs. That's fine. But for the world out there that is adventurous, you should try different things because we're talking about our history. We're talking about our culture as to who we are and where we came from and what we're trying and everything like that. And I think wine is one of the most fascinating things that you can actually just take yourself, and we're not all traveling to Turkey, which is, a beautiful country, by the way, but if you cannot get to travel as much, see the world, guess what? You're tasting the wine and it brings you to that country and it brings you to the culture because you can try all different types of food. There are Turkish restaurants out there to try, but this is a beautiful wine. When you taste this wine, it's got a beautiful expression to it. Lots of red fruit, spice tone. This is actually a well-made wine. And if you like Pinot Noir, or if you like wines that are from like that Gamay kind of grape, but definitely Pinot Noir. If you're a Pinot Noir fan, you should definitely try this wine because this is a dead ringer for a Pinot Noir from California, or even a lighter French wine like from Burgundy. Beautiful expression. These are food-friendly wines, and I think that we should at least, like I say, be adventurous out there. The world of wine is a beautiful place to envision yourself trying different wines. Again, this is a Grape Explorer, always trying to bring very, very interesting wines to the table.